Now I will teach you some important features or important things in the MVC technology, and you might need in all projects that you will work on. So these things you need to focus and you need to understand them well. The first one is something called state management. See here now, if I navigate to the students page, I can see the list of students, and we said that we can send one model to my view in order to pass a data from the controller to the view. So what if we have some data, like for example message, like username, like user ID, some different data, and I need to pass it also to the view? Or what if we need to pass information between controllers or between action methods? What we will do? We have something called state management. State management, it's not a new technology or it's not a new feature. It's existing from the beginning, but some new features or some new state management like tools or properties were added to the MVC by Microsoft, and I will teach you these things. Now I will go to the Visual Studio. We are in the student controller, and here we are passing a student list to my view. If I need to pass some different information, like for example I need to pass a message or I need to pass the username or anything, what I can do? I will stop browsing. We have something called state management. We can use one of these state managements in order to take the data, to keep the data with you, and to pass it into another view, to pass it to the between controllers, between action methods. These state management are like something called session. Session is not new in the MVC. It was already in the ASP.NET, and it's still used in the MVC. And we have like cookies, so you can save data in your browser. And also we have hidden field, and this also is HTML control. You can save values inside it, and this hidden field will not be visible to the user on the browser. And we have something called query string. We already talked about it. We said that we can pass parameters via the URL. This is called query string. And we have a new properties where we can use in our project in order to keep the data with us and to pass the data between, for example, the action method to the view, or between the action methods, or between the controllers. These new properties like ViewBag, ViewData, and TempData. I will explain these state managements now. ViewBag, we can send using the ViewBag any kind of data, like we can send a string, we can send integers, we can send array, we can send object, we can send anything. Even we can send a student list of students. And also we can send the same data in ViewData and TempData. Now ViewBag and ViewData are same, but the difference that in case of a ViewBag, no need to do casting. Casting means at runtime I don't know the type of the data, so the ViewBag data type is dynamic, while the ViewData is not dynamic. So in order to read the ViewData value, I need to do cast, and I will see you how we can do the cast. Now let's start with the ViewBag. We will say ViewBag dot, we will give it a property like for example message equal to some message. That's it. This is how we can set a property inside the ViewBag, and this value will be sent from this action method to the view index. While the ViewData, we can say ViewData, and we can open this, and inside it we will specify the name of this property, like for example username, or for example any type like age. equal to 10. So by this way also we can use the view data. While the temp data is a little bit different because this temp data is used to pass values between the actions or between the controllers, and we will come to this after explaining the view bag and the view data. Now let's go to the view, index view, go to view, and here I need to render these values. How I can do that? I can say, for example, view bag dot message. It's like that. Without this semicolon, I can render the value of the message property inside the view bag here. And also I will add br, it's like new line, and I need to render the view data. Same idea, I can say view data, and I have to mention the name, like it was age. That's it. Here there will be a 10, the digit 10, and here there will be the message, as here we set the value 10 and here the string value some message. And if we said browse now or run, now let's go to students. We should see some data here, extra data, see some message and 10. Now let's go here. Let's say I need to now explain what do I mean by that view bag is a dynamic while view data is not. See, dot message here, this dynamic, while view bag is not dynamic. If I said like integer value equal now view bag dot message, for example, what will happen? There is no problem with the compiler because the compiler said, okay, this is a dynamic type, and at runtime this will be converted or casted into integer. This value can't be casted into integer. If we said like here 20, but it is now a string, it will be immediately converted into integer and the value will be 20. This is what I mean by dynamic data type. While if I said integer value 2 equal the view bag age, what will happen now? See, the compiler rejects this. Why? Because this is not known. We can't say that this is integer. We need to do something called casting. Casting means that like convert this data, whatever you will receive here, we need to convert it into an integer. So how we can do that? Simply we can open this parentheses and say integer. By this way we said that whatever you received here, please convert it into integer and then assign it to the value 2. While in case of a view bag, no need to do this casting. This is the major difference between the view bag and the view data. We will remove this now and we need to explain the temp data. Now temp data used to pass values or transfer data between action and another action, between actions, action methods, or between controllers. Let's say that for now I'm going to have like, for example, in case of register. Okay, let's work here. In case of register here, we are saying render the view, but here after doing the registration, we are saying go to the index page. So I will do something here. Like I will say temp data. I need to define the temp data. Temp data. This is how we can define a temp data. Like let's say pass, for example, any name equal to some parameters like 10. Now we have this value. How we can pass this value into another action? After finish this code, we are saying here return view of index. Now we need to change this. Rather than going to the view index with this data, I will remove this implementation now. No need for this. After doing the registration, what I will do, I need to say return redirect to action. And I will specify the action index. So by this way, no need to have the list of students here because we will not go and render the index view. We will go immediately to the index action method, and inside the index action method there will be a statement to get the list of students and pass it to the view. So now we said here temp data pass equal 10, nothing else. Now here we are going to redirect. After finish here we are going to redirect to the action index. Let's have a breakpoint here, and let's have another breakpoint here or here. No need to do for this now, as we explained them. Now I will go and browse, and I need to see how the data. First of all, before I need to read the temp data, I have to say, for example, integer value equal to temp data, and I will pass the name like pass. Here also the temp data is not a dynamic, so I need to do casting integer. I need a breakpoint here, and I will go and say browse. Now I will go to the students controller. There is a breakpoint here. First of all, here still there is no data for the temp because we should come to here first, and then the temp data of pass will have a value. Now let's go. Okay, there is an exception. Why? Because here still this value is not defined. So first of all we need to define it, or we can do something like check if like this temp data not null. We will do our statement only if the temp data is not null. So in this case I will again breakpoint and then browse. I will go to students controller, then there is a breakpoint here. Temp data is null, so the compiler pass or jump into the next line. So continue. Now nothing new here. I need to go to the registration in order to register new student, for example, and I will say register. Now I'm going to define my temp data with the ID pass or with the name pass, and this fine. Continue. Now redirect to action. So this is the way of how we can use the redirect to action, and I will show you how to redirect to another controller now. Now let's see if the data here is passed. Yes, this is not null. So let's see the value. The value is 10. As we said here, the value is 10. So this is how we can pass values between the actions. Let's close it now. And what I will do, I will explain now. We said here we can change the return type. Action result is the common one or the shared one. With action result we can return anything like view, string, redirect to action, whatever you want. But we have some other return types like redirect to result, redirect to action result, etc. In this case we can use redirect to action result because we are saying redirect to action, and you can keep it action result and it will work fine as well. Now I need to say that after doing the registration, I don't want to redirect to the index here. I want to go to another controller like the teacher. So by this way I will specify the controller name first, the action method name, then the controller name. So I will go now. We are saying that temp data is, let's say now 20, keep it 20 or 30, and let's take this code and go now to the teacher controller. Controllers, teacher controller, and to the index to check the value. Now we are saying that we need to redirect to this action after doing the registration, like this. We specify the action name, then the controller name. No need for the breakpoint here. I will just say browse. Now we need to go to the registration, the click register. So the registration already done, and now we redirected to the index inside the teacher controller. See now the data? Yes, there is a data, and should be 30. Yeah, okay. So we passed the data between the controllers by this way. So this is what we call a state management. These are state management, and these are another state management. And all of them are doing the same job, either saving values in the browser or in the memory, like the session, or passing data between the controllers and the views, or between the controllers, and etc.